takes, right?
Yep. So, Susan, this is the beginning of your fourth treatment. And how do you feel?
I feel great.
Any pain anywhere?
No.
I was going to ask you about sleeping, but you already said you had a rough night last night.
Oh, this is exciting. Today's my first day I did not take the medicine that Ivar wrote for me. I don't know what it's called, Prox something, reduces
Right.
inflammation.
Yes.
My arm is
Oh,
fine.
naproxen.
What?
Naproxen?
It starts with a P.
I don't
I'll
know
show,
what's
and
wrong.
it was giving me the horrible dreams, and they're very visual, so they stay with me all day.
Yeah.
So my arm is fine after Eric worked on me. You know, the finger's a little sore, but no, I feel fine. Everything's flowing, no numbness. It's the first day I have not had to run and take that pill.
How about movement? Do you feel free and
Yeah,
movement?
yes. I
Breathing?
feel healthy, invigorated,
How's your head today?
fine.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
good.
I wasn't drinking water either, so
You've avoided bright lights and
yes. And also I was getting a really bad infection this week and last week, so I think that's why I was having a lot of pain and reaction to the light from infection that I get when I
Wow.
get sick.
made it even more challenging to get better during that. And yet,
So I think you guys need to stay and live here.
Yeah. My wife says that's fine. I asked her that today.
Oh, she's okay with
I
that?
personally don't want to live here, but she loves it.
but sounds like you could keep us busy just yourself.
Oh, I know. I know. You know what? Once you have pain or an illness, you just,
You meet other people.
yeah, you're drawn to other people.
Right, you can feel their pain. You have this sensitivity that you mentioned
Mm-hmm.
earlier. Has any of that returned? Do you feel?
You know what? The infection I was getting is very bad. It's a bad infection for me. So I feel a little like floating around. I feel tinges. I feel tinges of it coming back, but every time I go to do a movement now, I'm aware of how to do it properly. Then I show Paul how to do it properly. I just feel like healthy and invigorated.
How about the nerves waking up?
You still getting that feeling?
No,
Good.
no.
They're
You know,
awake.
we had such a long night. It's
Yeah. So, what would you say to people that are going to watch this that are in pain?
Oh, I think it's after 3 days of being worked on by Eric, I feel healthy, hopeful, and invigorated.
That's huge.
For the first time, aside from my infectious disease doctor, I feel like I feel hopeful. I feel like I can make myself better, heal myself by practicing and learning what you've taught me.
You know, one thing that we're afraid of is when people watch these testimonials that they don't believe that this is real.
Mm-hmm.
This is really happening to people and they're getting better like this. Is there anything you can say? I mean, it's difficult to change the mind of a naysayer, but people are just so used to overly complicated treatments that are very expensive, that take so long and don't work like this, and here you are experiencing this.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you could think of to say or whatever? Say, hey, look, this is a real deal.
The one thing I would say is people don't look to heal themselves when they're initially diagnosed and have one disease. And what was a big wake-up call to me, and I was going to tell you this, is when it moved into a second disease. I mean, I was shocked, and I found this with a lot of people. The elephant in the room doesn't stay the elephant in the room. It goes into a second disease. It's usually incurable. And then they drop the bomb on you. You realize you're going to die. You're going to go into cancer. My other friend, he's paralyzed. He's losing the motion, the little motion that he does have, by another disease. So now they're doing surgery on that. You realize you've just gone into a second disease. It's incurable. You're just going to go in a downward slope unless you start reversing what you've been doing. So I switched my diet, I switched chemicals, and if I don't switch my body, my mind, I'll die. So people don't realize how urgent it is that you correct how you've been living until you realize it's a slippery slope. and you get into your second disease and you realize the door is just wide open unless you change your practices. And it's organic. Usually you've been doing it to yourself, and your mind controls your body. So with what Eric teaches you, it reverses all the stress and the closing up physically that your brain, all the reactions. You learn that you can control how your body reacts, and your negative reactions are what causes disease.
Yep.
The physical reactions from your brain. And what Eric teaches you is to stop, hold your body correctly,
Breathe.
and prevent your organs, prevent your body from, I guess, incorporating that stress, which is just going to take you into another disease. So he teaches you that you can stop it, control it, and reverse the damage that your body's been through.
Good. Have you been doing any of the exercises?
I have, yes. Yep. They're hard to do at first, but I think they'll get easier. I don't know, does that make any sense?
Yes.
Because that's when I panicked. You know, they tell you you have a disease, and you're like, okay, I have a disease, there's no cure. And then when you go into a second disease, you panic, and you will do anything because you realize you can go third, fourth, fifth. It's just a landslide.
Yeah.
Before Monday, before we came here, how did you imagine the rest of your life being?
I don't know. It's been a very hard year. I think you gave me control over my life and over bad situations. I was really feeling very helpless and hopeless.
And now, how do you imagine the rest of
And
your
you
life?
also gave me attention to myself, and I haven't had that. And I have one doctor that understands. I think you understand what people go through, and you care, and you help us, you educate us on how to heal ourselves.
So now you're in control?
Yes. So I feel like I can have a happy life. And you don't wave a magic wand. You teach the tools to make yourself better.
I told one patient today, she asked, she goes, well, my husband and I are worried that what if this comes back? It's fibromyalgia condition. I said, look, this condition is not like some lurking predator outside of your house just waiting for an opportunity to break in and steal
yes.
everything.
Yeah.
It's not like that. It's not
Yeah.
some invading air army from space. This is you.
Yeah.
And your response to things that causes this to
Right,
happen.
yes,
If you follow
yeah.
what we teach you,
Right.
you'll be okay. You have control.
Yeah.
It's not some weird
Yeah.
external force that's doing this to you.
That's what you teach. I'm like,
Right, and
I mean-
that's hard to wrap your head around, like you say, when they tell you you have an incurable condition,
Right.
and all you can do is hope for the best,
right.
and it takes the power away from you.
Mm-hmm.
And what we really focus on is saying you have the power. This is your body.
Right.
You don't have to trust what everybody tells you.
Mm-hmm.
And when they say it's doomsday.
Yeah.
So I think that's the most important thing for people to take away is, you're right. This is all organic. It's all from the self.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an external force that's attacking you.
And you're not saying, a lot of people would come in and not teach people the tools.
Oh,
You
they
know,
wouldn't. They would just say, "Hey,
A lot of people
rely
would
on
just
me."
say, yeah, I'm it.
Yeah, you have to trust
You
me to take
need
care of you
me.
forever.
Yeah. And that's such a huge gift to teach people. Because of course it's work, it's practice, but you take out what you put in.
Yeah.
You're not saying, yeah, exactly. So I
Yeah.
think that's the biggest gift, and that's the biggest thing for people not to believe in what you do, is that you are teaching people how to take care of themselves. And it's not easy. The stretches aren't easy. They're very precise, but it's not easy to reverse a lifetime of bad habits. But
No, it's not easy, yeah.
you start with the brain, and then the rest. Now when I move, I just do a little bit at a time. And you guys are so kind to re-explain and let us tape. We have to be involved, and
Yeah.
people heal themselves. But you give people the tools, which is such a gift.
Yeah.
And you guys are just so humble about the whole process.
I always say doctors are people that entertain you while your body heals itself.
This is coming from a doctor.
There are few doctors that care about people
Yeah.
and that are open. And I like doctors who say, I don't know, or I know this, I don't know that. I can help you. I can't tell you why this happened, but I can make you better. Or, oh, I made a mistake, or that want to learn from you. That's a sign of a good doctor to me.
You're a good patient.
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
You know,
patient.
I think they're just naysayers in everything. People, that's what their life is about,
Is being
is
negative.
proving people wrong.
We're trying to. Yeah.
And I don't know, they think they're winning and they're really not.
That's right.
So your work speaks for itself and your patients speak for yourself. I wrote Dr. Chia a 3-page letter and it almost looked like I was paid, but money can't write a letter that enthusiastic.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know, money
Yeah.
doesn't help someone who's ill.
You're going to bring me to tears in a minute.
Well, so amazing. I was like, oh my God, this letter's so over enthusiastic, but he knows me, so
Now he'll be like, yeah, it's just another letter from Suzanne.
don't send him very many.
All right.
Thank you
Let's get
so
started.
much.
He's